Hello everyone and welcome to Power Rangers Stories. Here I bring you the untold and what could have been stories. So sit back, relax and get ready to listen to some more phenomenal adventures. Also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to get notifications on the latest videos. And may the power protect you. Power Rangers Mystic Force, the new White Ranger. Chapter 1. Breaking the Spell, Part 1. A young wizard named Daggeron was fleeing through the woods holding a young boy and a baby girl in his arms. Yes, he was slower with two kids in his arms, but they both needed to be secure. He then comes to a stop behind a tree and sets the young child down so he may take a breath. Bowen remarked, looking up at the man while firmly clinging to his blanket, "I want Mama." "I am aware, Bowen. I'll make sure you get to visit her soon," he assures him. Daggeron turns his head to look at the infant daughter he is holding. She gives him a slight smile as she looks up before gurgling. To Udonna and Lianbo, he pledged to keep their kids safe. Soon after, Daggeron picked up Bowen and resumed running. He was abruptly hit from behind by a bullet, knocking both Bowen and his sister Briar to the ground. A short time ago, there was a dimension filled with beautiful wonders. But then darkness came into power, and the great battle started. An army of the undead, headed by a mighty warrior, poured over the land, setting their sights on the human realm and beyond. All appeared bleak, then a little legion of courageous and noble wizards came forth. Against tremendous odds, they battled heroically. They drove the evil back from the brink of the human realm. And then the bravest wizard of them all cast a spell that hurled the troops into the underworld. He imprisoned darkness inside towering gates for eternity, and evil disappeared from the surface world. But with tremendous victory comes with great loss. The human world never heard about the great battle or the sacrifices that were made to save them from destruction. Even till this day, they live in peace, utterly oblivious of what is about to awaken. A teenage boy was driving a motorcycle with a young girl seated behind him, her arms tightly wrapped around his waist. They both peeled off their helmets and noticed a city in front of them. "So, that must be Briarwood," stated Nick. "How long until we get there, Nick?" inquired his sister, Lily. "Not long," he tells her. "Good, 'cause I'm starving," she replied as he kicks off his back and they rode past a sign that said Briarwood, 25 miles. "You're always hungry," stated Nick. "Hey, can you blame me for it?" questioned Lily, shaking her head. "Not really," responded Nick. In the city, hip-hop is being played in a music store named Rockporium. At a DJ turnstile was a teenage girl, spinning the records. Another adolescent girl was holding a camera, videotaping her sister. "Go, Vita," she said to her sister. "Sounds great, sis." In another part of the store, a teenage boy was playing make-believe. "Whoa. Battling again, Chip?" she asked. "Hiya," he said in reply as he rushed out to combat pretend creatures. "Hey," shouted another teenage male, who was sitting in a chair. "Hey, Xander," she remarked as he shows off his muscles a bit. She then pointed the camera towards her employer and owner of the store. "Oh. Toby," she shouted, seeing that he appeared in swimwear, and she set down the camera. "Hey. Nice snorkel, boss," commented Xander. "Weren't you taking the day off today?" inquired Vita. Sounding muffled. "Yes, I was," he said with the snorkel in his mouth, then realized that it was still there. "Yes. As a matter of fact, I was at the beach, snorkeling with the little fishies. And one swam up to my mask, and he looked at me with these big fish eyes. And he said, 'Are your employees cleaning the store like they said they do?' Now, I have to go back to the water, back to the reef, find the fish, and say, 'No. Why don't you relax, boss?' 'Take a breather,' replied Xander. 'I'll gather the troops, assign them things to do, like sweep the floor, stock the merchandise, put out the trash, etc., etc.' 'Oh, you mean do the jobs I pay you for?' stammered Toby. 'Guys. All right, You heard the man. Snap to it. Xander stated to his pals. Chip, grab a broom. Madison, deal with the stock. And Vita, throw out the trash. Snap, snap. Vita went over to Xander as he started to goof off and grabs the pillow from under his head. And what are you doing? She inquired. I'm glad you asked. I'm supervising, he informs her. Hey, it's not as easy as it looks. I know it looks like I'm not doing anything. But I'm actually very busy. Huh, said Vita. Up here, he murmured as he tapped his head. Suddenly the building starts trembling. Earthquake, yelled Xander. Everybody take cover. Vita cried to everyone. It's the end of the world, cried Chip. Just kidding. Chip, cried Maddie as she grabbed him around his waist. Don't panic. Don't panic, cried Toby as he came out of his office. Remember the safety procedures. Vita and Xander took cover with Xander having his helmet on his head. Get under a desk, yelled Toby and goes back inside his office. On the outskirts of town, Nick and Lily were driven off the road by the earthquake. Whoa, yelled Nick as the bike flopped to the side. What's going on? Said Lily as both siblings lifted their visors. I don't know. But whatever it was, it stopped now, answered Nick. In the woods, a book opened itself while demonic laughing could be heard. The book suddenly opened itself and disclosed something to the woman standing in front of it. Oh, no, she exclaimed as she read it. The darkness has been unleashed. Is it over? Questioned Maddie. I'm alive, said Chip. Oh, great, murmured Maddie as they gazed around the store. The store's messier than before. You'd thought that wouldn't be possible, said Vita. Well, the good news is, the worst is over, stated Xander. In the underworld, a purple ball of light came out of the gate and traveled to the surface world. A man in purple armor, wielding a shield, grumbled as he rose up. Yes. After all these years, I'm free. He said. Suddenly a page in the book turned and displayed a seal. There is a crack in the gate, remarked the woman, now wearing a cloak. The darkness has returned. Outside the store, Maddie was filming. Chip was having pizza as Xander was on his skateboard. After narrowing escaping death, the human species copes with it in very different ways. Maddie stated into the camera. Some use physical activity. Some listen to music. And some eat. She then gets a close shot of Chip with his pizza, which was a very intriguing and uncommon sort. Tell me, Chip Thorne, what type of pizza are you eating? She asked him. Chicken, pepperoni, cheese, and chocolate marshmallows, remarked Chip with a slice of the pizza in his lips. That's gross. A fine example of the non-human species, commented Maddie. Suddenly a man emerged out of nowhere. Somebody please help me. Please, someone. Anyone, he said, and everyone flocked around him. I need help. It's my brother. We were walking just up the road, and some creature grabbed him. I fear the worst. It's just out of town. The creature took him into the woods. People around him shook their heads, knowing better than to venture into the woods that were outside of town. Can you imagine that, V? Questioned Xander. Him asking for someone to go into the woods? V? Won't somebody please help me? Asked the old guy. I will, said Nick. Me too, remarked Lily. Both siblings were behind the gathering of people that were gathered around, working on the bike. I could use a break, stated Nick as he sets down his tools. And I'm always up for an adventure. Lily added, cleaning out one of his tools. Thank you, murmured the old man, stepping up to the siblings. Hey, murmured Xander, trying to stop them. I'm Xander. You're new around here, aren't you? Probably not aware of all the facts. And there's just one, you go into those woods, you don't come out. Heard about it. But the guy needs help, remarked Nick. You're Australian, aren't you? Questioned Lily, grasping her bag and pointing at him. You bet, responded Xander. Here's the one thing about my brother that you need to know. If it were me that the creature grabbed and taken into the woods, Nick would do anything in his power to get me back. And I do mean anything, remarked Lily. It's true, I would do anything to protect my sister. Plus, no one else in this city seems to care, stated Nick in agreement. He will do everything for his sister. I'll go with you, stated Vita as she steps forward. Not everyone in this city's a coward. I'll go too, responded Chip. I've always wanted to go on a dangerous quest. This is a dangerous quest, right? Perilous. Sweet. Well, let's go, remarked Nick as the four of them followed the old man. Xander then looks down at Maddie. Don't look at me, she said. I'm the sister with the common sense. On top of a building, a woman who appeared like a vampire peers out into the city, laughing at what she sees as she takes flight. She flew through a hole in the earth until she had reached the bottom. Report, Necroli, shouted the beast on the throne. I have seen the human world, stated Necroli. It is all that we imagined and ready to be destroyed. Destroyed it will be, replied the beast. Let me be the one. Necroli replied, volunteering herself. In due time, hag, he told her. We must not make the same mistakes. We must be clever, ruthless. This time we will be victorious. The creatures around them cheered and he stood up. Listen, my undead warriors. You have lived only in nightmares, but no longer, he yelled. Where's Korag? Send them forth to all who live in the light, to destroy. Careful, Mordecon, muttered Korag as he appeared. You are only a servant of the master. By the entrance of the woods, the elderly guy remarked, You sure you're willing to enter? The woods are a very scary place. You ask a lot of questions for someone whose brother's in danger, stated Nick. I'm willing to enter. These woods don't scare me, replied Lily, staring up at the woods. Nothing scares you, does it? Asked Vita. Depends on what it actually is, answered Lily. If it's to the point where I get nightmares, then I get to have sleepless nights. Nick concluded her statement. Yep, she answered, nodding her head and pointing at her brother. Everyone's in danger, stated the old man. Everyone's in danger? Yeah, remarked Chip. Suddenly a car horn honked as somebody pulled up, presenting Xander and Maddie. Xander. I told you if you ever took my car, I'd rearrange your limbs, stated Vita. Can I see that happen? Inquired Lily, her hand rose in the air. I don't think it will happen anytime soon, remarked Nick. Hater, murmured Lily. I'm not a hater, remarked Nick. Yes, you are, she tells him. You're going into the woods and never returning, as if you're even going to see it again. Commented Xander as they got out of the car. He's got a point, replied Chip. You are my sister, remarked Maddie. And where you go, I go. And so there is 6, the old man remarked gently, leading Lily to gaze at him in astonishment. In the woods, they proceeded in quest of the old man's brother. It's creepy out here, replied Maddie. You got that right, remarked Xander. It's interesting, commented Lily, caressing the trees. I would like to know more about these woods. However, the gang didn't know that the old man had disappeared. Suddenly they stepped through a gateway. Huh? What was that? Said Maddie as she was the last to step though. I felt something weird. Wait. Where's the old man? Inquired Nick. Wasn't he right behind us? Said Lily, peering behind them. 10 seconds in the woods and we're already lost, stated Chip. All right. As they proceeded to travel through the woods, Chip was rattling off. Just trolls, goblins and elves live in the forest too, he added to the others. I've also heard that a witch lives here. A witch? Lily asked, sounded interesting to her. She's hideous, with green skin and a black tongue with yellow drool that slowly drips from the corner of her mouth when she speaks, stated Chip. You've been reading too many fairy tales, friend, remarked Nick. Besides, I just stopped having my sister read them. That doesn't stop me from reading other books, whispered Lily. Guys. There's no such thing as witches, remarked Nick, furious at his sister after hearing the comment she made. Oh, okay. So now you're playing with me. Oh. Someone's behind me. I'm so scared. Boo. There is someone behind you, stated Vita. Nick turns around to see the woman in the cloak and screams. Did I ever tell you that this is one of those days that I don't like being related to you? Questioned Lily, getting a little scared. Every now and then, answered Nick. Well, today's that day. I also don't like being the baby of this family, stated Lily as she grabs a hold of him. Wanna change places? Nick questioned her, pulling her close to him. Anybody want to run? Asked Maddie. I like that idea, remarked Lily. Already tried, but my feet won't move, remarked Xander, then suddenly the undead soldiers came out from behind the trees. She brought friends, said Vita. Watch out, murmured Maddie as the woman in the cloak took her wand out from behind her coat. Dispel Eritan, she cried, casting the spell and 6 brooms rushed towards the group, swooping them off the ground. Lily looked up from the broom to see that the woman in the cloak was left alone, battling the beasts solo. The brooms transported them to a gigantic tree in the forest and put them in front of a dragon-shaped entryway. Okay. So new guy and girl, now you know why no one goes into these woods, remarked Xander. Lily growls at Xander in warning and was about to attack him when Nick pulled her back. The name's Nick and that's my sister Lily. Nick stated as he introduced them. What is this place? Asked Vita. I call it Root Core, remarked a female's voice. The voice came from the woman in the cloak. Quick. In here, murmured Nick as everyone backed up towards the dragon's maw. A door opened, liberating the teenagers and Lily to an open space room. I thought it best you were brought here, she said to the group. Hi. I'm Xander, he said, introducing himself, then looks around. It's a pretty great place you got here. It's really woody. I like it. It's quite rustic, observed Lily, glancing around Root Core. It makes me feel like being in a hut. Suddenly the woman in the cloak waved her hand and they all turned around to find that the brooms went into their separate positions, in the wall. I am the sorceress Udonna, she stated as she takes off the cloak. Welcome to my home. I like your attire. It's nice like your name, replied Lily, nervously. Thank you, young one, remarked Udonna, leading Lily to grin. Wow. This is amazing, commented Chip. When the 6 of you entered the forest, you stepped into a magical dimension, Udonna explained. A parallel dimension outside of Briarwood? Chip asked. Do we live in a fantastic city, or what? A few years ago, there was a great battle in our world, Udonna began. Dark magic conquered our realm and was about to enter your dimension when we finally defeated them and sent them back to the underworld, but at a great cost. It sounds like the Greek god, Hades. Lily whispered gently and Udonna continued. The gate was sealed with a tremendous magic. However, following the last earthquake, a break formed in the gate and evil has seeped through. Remember me? Xander, he asked with his hand raised. Well, I'm just wondering. What does that have to do with us? It could mean the end for both our worlds, stated Udonna. Please, murmured Nick, not believing her one bit. None of us are buying this fairy tale. This is not a fairy tale, stated Udonna. What I tell you is what happened. Guys. Nick said, leading Vita to face him. Hey, let's hear what she has to say, remarked Vita. We can always leave after that. The Zenitome, the Book of the Unknown, stated Udonna as she was over by the book that was sitting on the podium. In it is everything we do not know. Suddenly a picture appeared on the page. What type of language is that? Questioned Maddie. I've never seen it before. It is the language of the ancients, Udonna assures her. You will soon learn it. Lily looks down at the Zenitome and somehow is able to read the words. It states that when evil rises again, 6 mystical warriors from the human realm will spring forth, remarked Udonna. You are those warriors. You are the Power Rangers. Me? A Power Ranger, whispered Lily. Oh, excellent. Chip exclaimed, but Xander had to ruin the moment. Look, excuse me, but there must be some error, remarked Xander. How are we supposed to combat pure evil? Our high school hasn't won a football game in, like, 6 years. These are your magic wands, stated Udonna, displaying 6 wands in her palm, each one a different hue. Never go anywhere without them. Yes, ma'am, responded Lily as Udonna handed her the wand. Udonna. Udonna, said a young girl running towards her mentor. She then sees that Nick and the others are there. Oh. Hello. Nice to meet you, she said. Excuse me. Udonna? She then whispers into Udonna's ear and the look on her face got troubled. Udonna then turns to the others. You must stay here until I return, she whispered to them. Do not go into the woods by yourselves. Udonna snaps her fingers and disappears in white light. Cool. I want to try that, remarked Lily. No, you're not, remarked Nick as they all watched the young woman in front of them try to do it. Yes, I do, Nick, responded Lily, planting her hands on her hips. You can't stop me. Out of the 2 of us, I'm the eldest and I said no. Nick tells her, causing Lily to rage at her brother. I wish I could do that, she muttered as she walks off, forgetting that they were still there. I practice and I practice, but nothing. She turns around and finds that she wasn't the only one hearing her. Oh, hello again, she said. I'm Claire, sorceress in training here at Root Core. Okay. That's it. I'm out of here. Lily, let's go, said Nick as the rest followed him. Oh. No, you can't go, whispered Claire, stopping him from leaving. Udonna said you had to stay here till she returned. We all better go, remarked Maddie. Oh, this is not good, replied Claire, trying to figure out what to do. I know. I will concoct a spell that will lock you where you stand until Udonna arrives back. You'll do what? Questioned Lily, bewildered. Coram oviat de trobs, shouted Claire, but instead of the spell going to the others, it backfired. The magic led Claire to be converted into a sheep. Interesting, murmured Lily, glancing at Claire. A spell backfired on her. You don't get to witness that every day. The others looked down at Claire before setting their wands down and walking away. Oh, yeah. Udonna's gonna be mad at me. Claire bleated. The only person who didn't set hers down was Lily. I know that she suggested to stay here, but I'm taking her advice concerning the wand. I'm not leaving without it, so I'll hide it from Nick, stated Lily, placing the wand in her purse as she hears Nick calling for her. Out in the woods, they were hunting for a way out. Come on, whispered Nick as they sprinted through the forest until they stopped upon a settlement. Look, said Maddie. Who are they? Questioned Xander as they peered around. I should have known you wouldn't stay at Root Core, stated Udonna as she approaches up to them. What occurred here? Asked Maddie. Woodland community was destroyed, answered Udonna. Tomorrow, it will be another community. The darkness kills everything along its path until they find what they want. What are they looking for? Asked Chip. Me. And then they will go after you, replied Udonna. Why? Questioned Lily. We did nothing wrong. Hold on just a sec, remarked Nick. I never agreed to be a part of this, and neither did Lily. Hello? I can talk for myself, Nick, stated Lily. Suddenly a villager walks forward. It is them. It is them, he said to the other villagers. The protectors are here. Hail the mysterious force, another villager said. I always wondered what it was like to be worshipped, replied Xander. It's not so bad. I didn't, remarked Lily, starting to panic out a bit. I didn't want to be worshipped like this. Out of nowhere, a creature materialized in front of them. Okay, that's bad. Xander remarked, correcting himself. Take out your wands, ordered Udonna. We kinda left them back at the tree, answered Chip. They didn't realize that Lily had taken her wand with her. All right. Stand back, said Udonna as she approached the monster. You leave me no option. Magical source, mystic force. Flurry of snow. White mystic ranger, she shouted as a white outfit materialized on her. Wow, remarked Lily and checks inside her purse and discovers that the icon on the end of her wand was clear like Udonna's, but still different. Now, that's cool, said Vida. Awesome, said Lily. Fire, screamed Udonna as she aimed her mystic staff at the creature. The monster brought its arm down and she evaded it. The undead warriors started attacking the village when Nick noticed them. Guys, we've got company, remarked Nick. Well, as I see it, we have two choices, stated Chip as he glanced at their chances. We can surrender and be destroyed. Or fight, replied Maddie, unsure what to say next. We fight, stated Nick, and just before they got set to fight, Xander stops him. Oh, no, there's a third option, he continued. Plan Xander, I'll just reason with them. Plan Xander sounds stupid, said Lily. You get used to his plans, stated Chip. Hi. I'm Xander, he said, introducing himself to the undead warrior. We're not from around these areas. So, if it's good with you, we'll just be walking off in another direction. The warrior clearly didn't appreciate what Xander had to say, so he kicked Xander straight in the chest, causing him to fall back. I guess we fight, muttered Xander. Good idea, replied Lily. The undead took fire at the protectors, causing them to tumble to the ground as they rushed in. They fought back and continued the struggle. Udonna was knocked back by the monster when she suddenly looked at the rangers. Just remember, to use magic, all you need to do is believe in magic, she informs them. Each one was getting their butts kicked, until Chip asked himself, what did she say? To employ magic, all I need to do is believe. Well, I do. I believe in magic. Suddenly lightning came out of Chip and struck the undead. It works, he said, looking at what he did. Guys. The magic actually works. Just believe. I believe. I believe in magic, murmured Xander when vines erupted out of the tree's bark, smacking the undead. I believe in magic, remarked Maddie when suddenly water spurts up from the ground, making the zombies rise up from the ground and into the air. I believe. I believe, said Vida as she was getting cornered when suddenly she starts spinning. Whoa. I'm a tornado. And I'm pink? Once she had stopped spinning, Vida recovered her bearing. I like. Well, all except for the color. I believe in magic. Shouted Lily as a group cornered her outside of a house with her hands raised to cover her face when suddenly flurries of snow shot out from them, freezing the warriors in front of her before they could touch her. Cool. I can make snow. Udonna ran towards the creature as it continued to attack. Snow staff, she shouted as she pointed it at the monster, freezing it in its tracks. You're iced. She then turns around just as the monster is destroyed. Nick, on the other hand, was getting beaten, and as he laid on the ground, he looks up and said, okay. I guess I believe too. When nothing happened, as they were getting closer, the warriors disappeared. Power down, whispered Udonna, and as the suit fades, she gives Nick a look. Groaning, Nick rises up from the ground. Well, well. Very beautiful, Udonna said to the others. You definitely are the ones. Are you up to the task? Are you now ready to accept your legacy? Oh, absolutely. Bring it on, said Chip, ready for anything. I'm in. I kicked some real evil back there, said Vita. This is so unlike me, but I'm sticking with my sister, remarked Maddie. Someone's got to look after these guys, right? Questioned Xander. Then they all stared at Nick and Lily. Me? Asked Nick as he dusts himself off. No way. I'm out of here. He's my brother and legal guardian. It's up to him on whether or not I should stay, remarked Lily, nodding at her brother. What if I said that I could take care of you, said Udonna, and Lily looks up at Nick with hope in her eyes. Go on, whispered Nick, peering down at her. You'll be fine. Are you sure about this? Questioned Lily. We've always remained together and never been separated, Nick. I'm sure, he said to her. It's better than placing you with some family back home. Okay, bro, responded Lily, hugging her brother. Are you sure that is what you choose? Questioned Udonna as Lily moves over to the others. Look, the I believe in magic thing didn't work for me. Lily's her own person when it comes to what she believes in. Nick replied. Try believing again. Maybe it didn't catch on the first time, said Maddie. He's a non-believer, remarked Udonna. I can do nothing for him. Just promise me one thing. Take care of Lily, warned Nick. She can be a handful at times. You have my word. Claire will see you out of the woods safely, said Udonna. Claire. Here I am, remarked Claire while she was still in sheep form. Oh, my lovely child, murmured Udonna as she watches Claire walk up. When will you get your spells right? See him safe passage out of the woods. Yes, Udonna, she whispered. Follow me. Lily gave her brother a sad look as Claire escorted him out of the woods. Bye, Nick, she quietly muttered as she waved to his departing back. Suddenly a purple seal emerged on the ground and Korag came through it. The kids turned around and screamed as they saw him. You may have fought my Hideax, but you will not defeat me, stated Korag as he drawn his sword. Wolf attack. His barrier opened in the center and wolves poured out, going straight for Udonna and the others. It is the end for you, he informs them, smiling evilly as they go down in pain. That's it for Chapter 1 of Power Rangers Mystic Force, the new White Ranger. I'll be having more of this out soon. Remember, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and check the description for more information. As always, may the power protect you and see you for the next adventure.